Okay, pleased to be joined right now by Vikings defensive line coach Andre Patterson. Now, by the time you watch this, it won't be the case anymore, but at the time of this recording, it's Dre's birthday. Happy birthday, Coach
Thank you
Dre.
very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. You get your birthday every year right about this time, just as the off-season program is ending. So that's kind of cool. You get to go off into the 5 or 6 week downtime with a birthday.
No question. So far since I've been back here, every year we've had one more practice after my birthday. So it's kind of a double birthday gift.
Yeah, that's pretty good. In your room, it's probably pretty common this time of year with 90-man rosters, but it's interesting in your room with the defensive line. You've got 3-4 vets that we all know really well that play at a high level, and then you got a bunch of young guys who are developing, right? And it's quite a contrast, and I'm sure it's a challenge you enjoy coaching both types of guys.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun for me. I take a lot of pride in taking young guys and seeing them improve and seeing them get better. And fortunately for me, that the Everson Griffen of the world and the Linval Joseph and bringing Shamar Stephen back, and now even Danielle Hunter, those guys are helping me coach too. Yeah. And so that's really good for me because as they're coaching, I don't know if they realize this, but it's helping them get better while they're helping to coach a young guy out. And it really is a good influence on the young players. The young players see that the vets care about them, and it's important for the vets to have them improve and get better. And I think that really helps with the camaraderie in my room.
We got a lot of guys that I want to get to with you. We're not going to get to all of them. I want to get into the weeds though a little bit on some of these younger guys that folks don't know a lot about. But first, just quickly, Daniil and Everson and Linval. What do we have with those guys? Did they have a good spring? How are they looking?
Well, Daniil and Everson look good. They're working hard. They're hungry. You never have to worry about those guys' desire to get better and to work. And so Everson's his old Everson. He's in a good place, and it really brightens my heart to see that about him. I care about him a lot. And, so I'm happy to see him being himself, as a football player, and most importantly, as a human being, as a man, And then Daniil has just a great hunger every day to chase improvement, and even though he's found success and he went to his first Pro Bowl, that hasn't changed in him at all. Linval has not been able to go through team periods. He's done individual periods with me, and so I'm looking forward to getting him back when training camp comes back.
Shamar Stephen, a guy who, he does a lot of dirty work, and so you look at a box score and you don't see Shamar's name in there, but you talk to coaches after games and they talk about Shamar. So what's the deal with him? Why was his return significant for you?
Well, I'm gonna say one thing first, okay? Yeah. Which Viking fans? Shamar Stephen is the real deal, okay? And those of you that know me know that I don't blow smoke. This guy is for real, and it's a great thing that we have him back on our football team. Shamar makes all the guys around him better. And that's why we had the #1. He was a big reason why we had the #1 defense in the league the year before, because what Shamar does is he makes Anthony Barr better. He makes Eric Kendricks better. He makes Linval Joseph better, because he's gonna be where he's supposed to be. He's gonna play it great technique, and he frees those guys up. So at the end of the game, if you just grab the stat sheet and look at tackles and look at sacks, you say, 93 didn't play that well, okay? But if you go in as a coach and you watch what that position is supposed to do, this guy is one of the best in the league at doing his job. Yeah. And so I am so glad that we have him back. And the day he walked back in this building, he made our defense better.
Really glad to have him back. Stephen Weatherly, God, you've put a lot of work in with him, and it seems like it's really coming to fruition with him. It seems like he's had a good spring.
Oh, he has. Yeah. And he started back where he left off. And, for him to get a chance to start those games when Everson was out and have success and play, now he knows he belongs. And that's the one thing, Wobby, with young players. Young players don't make that final jump until they get into real games and they have success. And then they start to say, hey, you know what? I really am a legitimate NFL player.
Yeah.
And then the whole mentality changes. And that's what happened with Stephen. Stephen knows that he's a good enough player to where he can start on a lot of different teams in this league. And Coach Zim's going to do a great job of having a role for Stephen to go out and play. And we're real fortunate to have 3 defensive ends in our system with Everson, Danielle, and Stephen Weatherly.
Who are fast and explosive and quick. I'm really excited for training camp when the pads come on and you do those 9-on-7 drills and one-on-one pass rush stuff to see Armin Watts and Hercules Samanta. I mean, 2 guys we hear great things about, but we haven't seen them really. Hercules a little bit last year, but we haven't seen him with pads on yet, and I think that's going to be a fun time to watch those guys.
Yeah, Hercules has worked really hard to get where he is right now. He came in here at 252 pounds a year ago, and today he was 276. If he gains 4 more pounds, nobody will ever say he's not heavy enough again at 280. So he's worked real hard to get that done. He has tremendous quickness and explosion and a really quick get off the ball. And those things aren't going to change when the shoulder pads come on. That's the gift that God gave him. And so I'm really pleased with where he is right now. He still has to continue to improve and get better, but I think he has the ability to give us something that we haven't had inside since I've been here. And so hopefully he can keep going and keep improving, and I'm going to stay on him about it. And but I'm excited where he is right now. Armin Watts is a long, athletic defensive tackle that has the ability to play both nose and 3 technique. He's 300 pounds, and if you look at him, he doesn't look it. All his weight is in the lower half of his body, but he has a natural feel on pass rush as far as slipperiness to find a way to get off a guy and get back to the quarterback. His length really helps him in the run game, and for him, it's just getting enough reps and understanding the speed of the game, which will tell if he's going to be able to help us this year or not. But he was a fine pickup for us.
Yeah. Last thing, your lieutenant, Robert Rodriguez, a guy I really enjoy running into in the building. I know he works really hard for you, and you appreciate him. So a few words on Coach Rodriguez.
No, he does a great job. I mean, he's a really good football coach, and we're very fortunate that nobody has jumped up and snatched him from us and made him their D-line coach. He's ready for that opportunity, and when he gets it, he's going to be really good at it. And I keep telling him, I'm teaching him all my secrets, and one day he's going to take my job, and I'm going to have to ask him, can I go be his assistant one day? But he's a good coach, and he's ready. The players respect him. I give him the defensive ends and doing the individual periods, and he goes and he coaches those guys, and you can see them improve. They come up and ask him questions, and he's ready for that opportunity, and I know it'll happen for him one day.
I know you think AC is a good son. Is he a good coach too?
Well, I hope so. You're gonna have to ask the running backs. It's really exciting to have him here, and the biggest thing for me, as any dad would be, is he's earned the opportunity. He went and coached college football for 4 years and made a name for himself, and he comes in here and every day and he works hard, and it's a great thing for him that he gets to sit in there with Gary Kubiak every day and listen to him install an offense and listen to his ideas. And I told him, that's the one thing that's going to help you for a long time, because you're learning from one of the best in the business. And so that's a tremendous opportunity for him.
Thank you for your time and your knowledge. We always appreciate it. Enjoy the break. We'll see you at camp.
Oh, thanks, Wabi. I appreciate it.